Hi, I'm Royce with Viking Wax Press. Today I'm going to go over my 2024 UFL Preseason Team Power Rankings. Before I get into the rankings themselves, I want to go over a little bit about how I rank and then how I weight those rankings to come up with my final rankings. I've given different weights to each position based on how much they impact the team overall. As you can see, I've given the quarterbacks the highest weight, and the punting position has the lowest weight. After I rate every team by position, I will multiply those ranks by the weight to determine overall team rankings. This process will ensure the highest ranked team has great players in positions that matter the most. Here are my base rankings. Each team and each position type rated 1 through 8 based primarily on stats from last year, but they also take into consideration variables. For example, the Stallions are returning several receivers who had injuries last year. I've adjusted the WR rank by projecting those player stats out to a full healthy season, which in turn bumped the Stallions' receiving core up to a base rank of 2. Next, I'll go team by team and break down the base rankings. I do have 3 separate videos that go into more detail for quarterbacks, running backs, and defensive backs. Be sure to check those out if you haven't yet. I'll include the links in the description below. The Stallions have the best base rankings. They have the best coach, linebackers, defensive backs, and punter. They're the top 2 at offensive line, receiver, and kicker, 3rd at tight ends and returners, 4th at running back, 5th at D-line, and 6th at quarterback. They average 2.58 out of 8. Players to note: defensive backs Mark Gilbert and Channing Stribling, linebackers DeMarcus Gates and Chris Orr, and Colby Wadman, the league's best punter. Those players pushed the Stallions to the top spot in their positions. The Showboats averaged a 3.25 base ranking. They were number 1 at QB, number 1 at kicker, and number 1 in the kick and punt returner category. They have the 2nd best defensive back room, they're 3rd best at offensive line, wide receiver, and running back, and they rank 5th at coach, linebacker, and punter. Their D-line came in at number 8. Players who helped provide their top-ranked positions are Case Cookus, Troy Williams, Derek Dillon, Will Likely, Vinny Papale, and Matt Coughlin, the best kicker in the UFL. The Brahmas have the best tight end group and the league's 2nd best punter in Brad Wing. They rank 3rd at coach, D-line, and kicker, 5th at receiver and QB, 6th at returners, and 7th at the rest of the positions. Cody Latimer and Elise Mack form up the top tight end rank. I don't have the DC defenders ranked at the top of any position categories, but their combined defense ranking tie with the Stallions for the best in the league. They're 2nd at D-line and linebacker, 3rd at QB and defensive backs, 4th at coach, O-line, and returners, 5th at running back, 7th at tight end and kicker, and then 8th at receiver and punter. The backbone of this team will be Davin Bellamy, Tim Ward, Trent Harris, Jordan Teamu, and Abram Smith. The Arlington Renegades won the XFL championship last year, but they were 4-6 during the regular season. Their 4.75 average rank reflects that. Bob Stoops is a great coach. I rank him 2nd after Skip Holtz. The Renegades have an above-average linebacking crew and also have the 3rd best punter in the league, Marquette King. Tight end, receiver, and QB positions all rank 4th. Their kicker is 5th. O-line and running back are 6th. D-line is 7th. And special teams returners are ranked 8th. Keep an eye on freshly signed Sal Cannella and a few other guys like LaRon Stokes, Colin Schooler, and of course, never count out Luis Perez. The Roughnecks are a team of extremes. They have the best running back room, the best defensive line, great kick and punt returners, but they also have the lowest ranked coach, QB room, linebackers, and defensive backs. They have an average rank of 5.08 out of 8. The Roughnecks' top-end dudes will net some wins for them this year. My number 1 ranked running back, Mark Thompson, is my pick to win the UFL's first MVP award. They have 4 defensive linemen who could be the best defensive linemen on any other team. Chris Odom, Toby Johnson, Adam Rodriguez, and Keontae Shad. Offenses, be warned. The Battlehawks are similar to the Roughnecks, amazing in some positions, pretty bad in a few others. They have easily the best offensive line, hands down the best wide receivers, and the second best QB room, but they need serious help at tight end, running back, and kicker. On O-line, they're bringing back all XFL players Jared Jones-Smith and Steven Gonzalez to anchor the offense. Their receivers are insane. They have 4 guys who could be the lead guy on most teams. XFL yardage leader Jacure Pearson, NFL-ready Hakeem Butler, Blake Jackson, and Darius Shepard. The guy targeting them is A.J. McCarron. With that O-line and those weapons at receivers, A.J. should cakewalk the team to the end zone time and time again. The Michigan Panthers need the most help. They have a great running back room, led by Wes Hills along with Matt Colburn. They've got 2 guys on defense who are downright dominant, Breland Speaks and Frank Ginda. They also have 2 other potential all-UFL players in tight end, Cole Haikutini and receiver Trey Quinn. Quinn had the best TD celebration of last year. Outside of those few players, they lack the depth that all of the other teams have. So I took the base rankings, multiplied those by the weight to come up with the final rankings, which I'll kind of go over here. And as you can see, some teams were adjusted based on the position's weight. The Stallions and the Showboats stayed the top 2 teams, but the Brahmas dropped 3 spots because the positions they're strong in aren't positions that matter. The Defenders took their spot in 3rd place. The Battlehawks bumped up above the Renegades to take 4th. Brahmas are now in 6th. Roughnecks dropped down to 7, and Panthers stayed in that 8th spot. So these are my final power rankings going into training camp. We'll see what the next 30 days brings before kickoff. Between now and then, each team has to cut about 25 players. Oh, that's all I've got. Have a great day. God is good, y'all. Take care. The Battlehawks are similar to the Renegades, or the Roughnecks, or any other team that starts with an R. Apparently, I can't read past the very first letter of the word.